Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is well. My name is Megan. I am a restoration of life coach. You can call me whatever you'd like. Meg, Coach Meg, Megan. It doesn't matter to me, Coach. Okay, everybody calls me something different. If you would like to work with me, I help people evolve in every area of their life. Physically, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually. I'm very qualified, all thanks to the Lord. He gets all the credit in many areas. I would love to help you, so you can reach out through email, redeemingthebroken@gmail.com. I repeat, redeemingthebroken@gmail.com. Also, I have two Facebook groups, Redeeming the Broken and Dead Marriages Redeemed. Come on over to both. We would love to have you. Okay, so this video, guys, is going to be about how God gets our attention for our God-ordained destiny. So I was talking to a client the other day, and she told me to do this video because it really helped her. And again, when I'm working with people individually, we're going off context. So we're going off of, again, specifics due to everybody's life. Again, when you're watching videos, you're usually hearing like one-sided information. When you like work with me one-on-one, I'm going to give context on specific things that are going on in your life. Okay, well, I should say I get your context to be able to better guide you specifically. So I get this specific question a lot, and I've always answered it to my clients, but I never thought to do a video about this. So something that nobody understands is this has nothing to do about God-ordained marriage. This has nothing to do about the tests that we go through in our life. This has to do with our God-ordained destiny. So when we are evolving with God on this journey, we are being prepared for our God-ordained destiny. So each person, God knows their weaknesses, God knows their strengths. Okay, so He is not going to reach everybody the same. So like, for instance, all the people on this channel most likely are here because of love. God has made you a promise of a God-ordained marriage relationship. Okay, so the preparation and the evolution is going to be the same as any test anybody goes through. Moses, people in the Bible, David, people in your everyday life that are Christians. The process is always the same, but the promise is different. But He's trying to do the same thing, prepare people for their God-ordained destiny. So like, for instance, you guys have been promised this. He knows our weaknesses. Like I said, there's people out there that want so badly to have a good marriage and love. Okay, so He will use our weaknesses, like something like that would bother us, to get our attention, to push us into purpose. Okay, and then also there are things attached to your purpose that person that is God ordained with could be a part of. Okay, but then there's other situations. There's people out there where maybe their weakness isn't love or marriage. Like, people, their spouses leave every day and people move on just fine. Okay, where maybe God will allow something to happen, like, God forbid, financial situations, health situations, to get their attention. Okay, and then He will make a promise that their health will be restored. Okay, their health they'll be healed. Maybe they have a disease or an illness, and God's saying He's going to heal them miraculously. Okay, then situations like Andy, his son, the healing ministry, how his son was resurrected off of the table. Okay, he was dead. He was pronounced dead, and he was resurrected up off the table. This is a great example, guys, because see, when God did that, people can talk about that forever, the rest of their life. Okay, but the thing is, we don't necessarily know if God will do that for us. God's going to work in everybody's life different. So He uses the people's destinies and their miracles, because everybody has a different miracle, has a different promise. to be able to use as examples, to be able to reach other people. One thing I encourage you to do is not look at everybody's life and see it as the same. Like, some people will get a healing blessing where they'll be healed suddenly, okay? And then other people, God will work in their life where they will heal gradually. Some people will get a suddenly miracle where maybe they'll get like a jackpot of money financially overnight. And then other people, he'll maybe lead them to school to get a job offer, and it'll gradually take place, if you know what I'm saying. So in other words, the way that God works is different in everybody's life, okay? We need to know that everybody that's being led by God is going through the same preparation process, the same evolution process, but they're all there for different reasons. So this has nothing to do specifically with what you're waiting for. It has to do with what God's trying to do. He's trying to prepare you for your God-ordained destiny, because if you're doing your work, okay, this is why I tell people you need to be held accountable. So if you're not working with somebody, I encourage you to do so, okay? But when you're evolving, you're being held accountable and you're doing your work. What's going to happen is there's going to be different opportunities, different blessings that are attached to that. Doors are going to be opened up along the way. And you're being prepared for your God-ordained destiny. And then the promise will manifest. But if you're not going through that process, then obviously you're not going to know what I'm talking about. Because there's a lot of people that are just kind of like sitting there stagnant waiting. We should never be doing that. But everybody that's on the process, that's doing the work, they're all in different categories, but it's all for the same thing. So like I can tell you, okay, so like my mother is a widow. My dad passed away 4 years ago. He was 47 years old. And they were married, well, they were married 25 years or 26 years. And then they were together for 36 years total. They knew each other since they were like 12. So my mom is going through the same process I went through and all of you are going through, but she doesn't have a promise. Okay, so like in other words, God's leading her down the same path. She doesn't really know exactly what she's doing. She's just walking it out. Then I have people in my life who got sick, and they basically went through the same process and were waiting for God to heal them. Okay, now myself, I went through all of them. Financial, like I received full circle restoration, 100%. Full circle. God restored all of it. I had to stand on all of it. Finances, health, provision, okay, vindication, marriage, all of it. I had to stand for all of it, and God is faithful, okay? But then other people maybe are just waiting on one thing at one time, you know? Then there's people out there, maybe they really want to have kids, and they've been married for such a long time and they can't have kids, and they just keep going to all these infertility doctors, and then God suddenly, as they're waiting, gets them pregnant. This happened to my friend. Her and her husband could not get pregnant. She went to all these specialists, and she didn't basically get put on anything. God said he was going to, what's the word for it, get her pregnant, and he did. He did. But she had to wait. She went through the same process. Then I have somebody else I'm friends with, where God walked them through the infertility process, where they had to go through all of it, and they had to get all of it done, and he gradually led the way, and then faith, you know, and then all the evolution process, and then she got pregnant. So God works differently in everybody's life. I've seen him suddenly heal people. I've seen him take his time healing people. We can't put God in a box. God's going to do different in everybody's life because God is God. But you all are here for the same reason, to get into purpose, evolve, prepare for your God-ordained destiny. So if this video has blessed you, Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to work with me, reach out through email, redeemingthebroken@gmail.com. Facebook groups, Redeeming the Broken, Dead Marriages Redeemed. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.